Hi, it's Mike again from Motorhome Happiness, and today's Meet the Owner is Karen. And Karen owns this beautiful 2016 Bessaccar behind me. So let's see what Karen has got to say about living with this beautiful van.
I've had a caravan for 20 years, which I loved. Many happy holidays in my caravan. However, now my children are growing up a bit. They don't always want to come with me anymore, and I think the end is in sight and I will be a solo traveller. So, as much as I did the towing of the caravan and everything to do with the caravan, I will admit it did stress me out a bit. I'm not a fan of towing. Setting up was a couple of hours, it was a bit of a mission. So I upgraded a year ago exactly, and invested in Bessie, my motorhome. She is a 6 berth, which means that I have got the room to take the girls with me if they do choose to come. Teenage girls always go away in pairs. They've always got a friend with them, so we've got plenty of room in it if the girls come with me. And actually, like this weekend, if I am on my own, it doesn't feel too big to be in there on my own. I've obviously got the dog, so there's plenty of space for us in there. I love it. I love, more than anything, so I generally keep a set up. So if the weather's right and I'm off work, then I can literally 10 minutes to fill my water tank, half an hour to throw a couple of clothes that I don't keep in Bessie into a bag, and I'm good to go. And I love when I arrive on site, it's literally handbrake on, kettle on, or bottle open, depends what time of day, and I'm good to go. Don't look at the state of her, she does need a wash. So what, are we away 4 days this time, so I filled the fresh water tank before I left, and I've not even used a quarter of it. And I've been using it adequately in the van. I've not had to think about scrimping and saving on my water.
Yep.
Which, again, is a huge bonus to the caravan that I had previously, because, for example, in the previous caravan I had, we had external water source and a very small heater in it. So I think if you were a bald-headed man, you'd be fine to shower in it. I didn't stand a chance. I literally hadn't got my hair wet, never mind thought about shampoo before it had run cold.
Yeah.
So I was fairly reliant on shower blocks and things on site, whereas I can shower in Bessie adequately, and I've just got a lovely amount of time to shower and get back out, even with long hair, getting it washed and conditioned and back out, and I'm just about at the point of the water running a bit cooler then, but again, not cold. Well, it gives me the freedom. It means I don't have to be on sites. I don't have to go somewhere where the shower block's open or watch the shower blocks and try and judge the right time for me to go for a shower. I can shower whenever I want to.
So I can see you've got her on electric hookup.
I have also got solar panel on her, and 2 leisure batteries, so the being on hookup is an advantage rather than a necessity.
And this is interesting. I can see that you've got an extra storage box on the back. So
I do, yeah. So I invested in that after I bought her. So it's mounted onto a cycle rack. I've got a 3-bike cycle rack. And we do take bikes with us, not on every journey, but we do take bikes. However, I cook on a kadak. My girls are water girls, so I constantly have a stream of wetsuits and things. So for me, the storage box and being able to keep all the dirty things like the kadak in there, it gives me extra storage outside if it's raining. Ultimately, I've got a tow bar on this as well, so what I tend to do is we travel with the bikes inside secured, and then when we get to site we just chain them to the tow bar if we need to.
that's a great idea.
So yeah, I like my storage box. It's a huge amount of storage within it, and it just keeps the things I need outside.
Now, interestingly as well, actually, Karen, I can see that you've got a twin reversing camera. That's really useful.
I have, yeah. So I've got, from what would be my rear view mirror inside, is actually 2 camera points, so I can switch between them. So if I go into reverse gear, it automatically switches to the reversing camera. When I'm merrily driving along the road, it acts just as a rear view mirror. Would not see the cars coming up behind me, but I've still got the option to change, if I wanted to, for any reason, to the alternative camera. It's really useful, especially if I am on my own. Like when I go home tomorrow, I'll be reversing it onto my drive, and it's quite a tight fit by myself. So I've got full confidence in the reverse camera taking me just to where I need to be in front of the wall at the back of my drive.
So let's have a look inside, and it's nice to see that you've got your canopy out, which means it's been sunny.
It's the first time I've had my canopy out, and again, how easy. And I know I shouldn't compare it to a caravan, but we all know caravan awnings are known as the divorce of the holiday. And again, that was another consideration for me switching to the motorhome from the caravan, is the awning used to take 4 or 5 people, 2 sets of step ladders, and a lot of arguing and tense hours to put it up. And then the hassle of taking it down. If it was wet, some weeks we'd go for a week and I'd had to take it down on day 3 because the forecast was awful. And I just didn't have anywhere to dry the size of the awning that I had. This is perfect. It's a nice sun shelter if it's needed. 2.5, 3 minutes to get it out from start to finish, and easily on my own. So another great advantage. So I've got my locker there with 2 leisure batteries in it, so if I do go off grid without the electric hookup, they're plenty to keep me going.
And I can see that you've got additional security on your doors as well.
I have. Again, they were already installed when I bought it. So I've got the handrail here, which also doubles as a fantastic dog tie. But yeah, it will lock across the door, so it's an extra security across the hab door.
John!
So John's a retired guide dog.
Oh, John!
Who loves his weeks away.
John, you are lovely.
So welcome aboard.
Okay.
Obviously we are coming to the end of a trip, so it's not the neatest it might have been.
That's okay.
It's lived in is the phrase I think I like.
And I think that is the theme of these kind of videos. This isn't an unboxing of a brand new motorhome at the NEC. This is what it's like to live with a motorhome. So people expect the fact that you're going to have cups and coffee and stuff.
And as I've said, I generally leave it packed up. So although there's only me on this couple of days away, I have got the girls' clothes and the girls' kites and everything else that teenage girls take along with them, which generally live on board. I just find it's easier and it's good to go. Brilliant. She's good to go. Yeah, 6-speed manual. Plenty of power in it. I've never had a problem. She flies up the hills. Okay. I've got the lovely big, you might have to get underneath, huge sunroof at the front, which is just lovely for letting the light in.
Wow, yeah, I can see that.
That opens up as well. Nice, there's a lot of space in the cab, which is nice if you're doing a nice long journey. And obviously access straight through to the back without me needing to exit the cab and then come back in through the hab door, which is nice. Yeah. Admittedly, long term, my plan is to turn the passenger seat into a cabin seat. Right. Just for an extra seat, and it's where my daughter generally likes to migrate to, so it'd be nice if I could turn it and be a bit more sociable. Right. So she's 6 berth. She's got 6 travelling seat belts, which is useful. Yeah. So obviously I've got the 2 at the front with seat belts, and then I've got 2 there and 2 on the opposite side seat belts. Can travel with the table up as well, so there's quite often a game of cards going on as I'm trundling along the motorway. 4 nice big lockers. Mm-hmm. And then if we step back a little bit, we'll see that just above, so this is an electric drop-down double bed. Right. It's got a ladder which is hidden on the top. This isn't actually as far up as it can go. It can go up another 6 or 7 inches, which means... Well, my brother was in this for a weekend without even realising that there was a bed there. It virtually sits flush to the ceiling, which is nice. Yeah. But yeah, 2 can sleep up there. This area here, the dining area and the side seats turn into another double bed. So you've got an option there. If we just turn around to the back, the U-shaped lounge at the back, plenty of room. We've had 8 or 9 of us sitting there comfortably, and I have got an extra table I can put up if we are playing cards or eating in this area. As you can see for this weekend, because I'm on my own, I've used this as a single bed, but it actually makes into a king size bed at the back here, which I can assure you comfortably sleeps 5 teenagers. They're quite happy here. So the centre pulls out and you've got a huge great bed which you can sleep either way. Again, plenty of lockers around the top. We've got the nice skylight to let the natural light in. And it suits us because it's just so versatile in what I can choose to do. I say this is never intended to be a single bed, but for me, if I'm here on my own, it's perfect.
And you've got aircon?
I have got aircon. It also acts as an extractor fan, so if I am doing something particularly smelly food-wise, I can pop that on and it gets rid of all the lingering smells from the cooker.
Brilliant.
And it'll also let heat in, so I can switch it between aircon and heat as well, which is really useful. Again, that was already fitted when I bought the van, but it's a lovely bit of kit. Having had one now, if I were to change motorhome, which I have no intentions of doing, that's something I'd look to get installed, I think.
Brilliant.
Full gas cooker, so I've got a separate grill and oven. I've got one electric ring and I've got 3 gas hobs.
That's useful, isn't it, to have an electric one as well as gas?
It is. I tend not to use it very often, but it is useful to have it. I've also got my microwave.
Yep.
And full-size fridge with a freezer section at the top, which is really useful. Cutlery drawer. I've got another drawer in here for all sorts of bits and bobs. And then I've got 2 good-size kitchen cupboards on the top as well, and a smaller cupboard at the bottom.
There is a lot of storage in here, isn't there?
There is. I say it's designed obviously for 6 people, and there is, and don't forget, same as most motorhomes, under all the seating as well, I've got extra storage, which is useful. I don't tend to use this as a wardrobe. This, I think it's got, what's it got now? Bit of carpet that I tend to put down if it's muddy and I've got the dogs. Spare pillows, the spare seating panels to make it into a bed at the back. It's got everything in it. My plan is to have this shelved out to be more practical, but it's on the to-do list.
Brilliant.
And my aerial access is in there as well for putting the aerial up. And then I have my bathroom. So I obviously have sink and toilet. I have a pull across shower screen, which is really useful because I can hang my towels the other side of the screen and nothing that's behind there gets wet as it's floor to ceiling.
Yep.
So clothes, towels, anything stay dry while I have my shower. Again, nice and light in there with the natural skylight in there. The other nice thing that I like about the motorhome and caravan life, the community, is I wouldn't consider getting on a plane on my own to go away. I am a single parent, as I've said, the girls don't always like to come with me. This weekend I've come away as a solo camper. Other than to have had contact with James before, I didn't know anybody else that would be here. And everyone's just so friendly and so welcoming. I spent last night in somebody's awning chatting and drinking with them, with nibbles. Today I've had a very minor issue with the motorhome. I wouldn't know where to start. First person I've asked, and before I know it, there's 2 or 3 people here, all willing to help me out and explain to me how it works, why it wasn't working, and how I can resolve that issue by myself in the future should I need to. I wouldn't consider going to knock on my neighbour's door at home and ask them for help. People are quite happy as well if you show an interest in their van. They're more than happy to show you their vans, which again, I would never knock on a neighbour's door and say, oh, I've just noticed you've had an extension built. Is it all right for me to come in and have a look? It's just a whole different community and I feel safe. Wait.